We'll be streaming live, but before, I must remember to go and mute the site so that it doesn't give us any interference in terms of noise. And if you do hear my voice being repeated, please let me know, say it on the chat, and I'll make sure that we fix that. Now, again, we have been, and then we mute the site so that it doesn't there you go. Give us any interference in terms of noise. And if you do hear my voice being repeated, please let me know, say it on the chat. Despite the best efforts, sometimes technology doesn't do us well. All right, great to have you join us again, and I'm delighted to have you all join us. Every time, every week, we ran these webinars. We've been running them since the pandemic started. We used to have between 200 and 500 people, and we still run them weekly, but we don't have as many as 500, but we enjoy having a lot of you have attended our digital boot camps. Some of you have attended webinars that NetStripes have run before, but some of you are here for the first time. And and a big welcome to every one of you. I have a lot to cover today. I'll tell just a little bit about me so that, oops, says unmute myself. I know I'm unmuted, so plays up sometimes, doesn't it? Give me a second. Okay. Right. Can everybody hear me? It'll be great. I think Zoom's yes?
Your face is frozen
on the Zoom. Okay, I may have to restart Zoom. I might have to restart Zoom. I apologize for that. I'm not sure why. Technology is good when it works, doesn't it? All right, so let me do this. Thank you. Thank you. As I mentioned, we've been running these webinars from the time the pandemic happened, and every week, and this is the first time we've had such an issue. Bear with me. Let me share my screen and get the presentation up. Let's dive straight into it. Despite all preparation, sometimes technology doesn't. This happens with technology. It's about managing it. Okay. All right, this is good. Let's get started. Can everybody see my screen? Hands up, hands up. This fantastic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being with us today. And let's get started. As I mentioned, my name is Dinesh De Silva. I'm the founder and the CEO of NetStripes. Let me tell you, I have a lot in store for you. I have a lot to share with you. I have about 20 years of experience. My team and I have helped over 5,000 small businesses in the last 3 to 4 years alone. And this we did before COVID. We met the business owners and we worked with you guys individually and through training sessions as well, but this is way before these webinars started. So I have a lot to share because when you work with so many business owners, we understand your challenges and we recognize patterns in how we can help you. A little bit about NetStripes. NetStripes have built the most effective system in the world. This is what people tell us. For small and medium-sized businesses to transition from your traditional business models to digitally successful businesses. Now, if you take traditional models, this is a way faster way of achieving this transition. It's a lot more affordable, probably 3-4 times more affordable, but also you achieve tangible business results, not incremental results. Also, this is about achieving transformational results for businesses. NetStripes' vision from the time we started in 2014 as a tech startup, we're an Aussie company, has been to empower 1 million small and medium enterprises to accelerate your growth through digital innovation. And we know when you do this, even during a pandemic, we've had so many customers who've not only retained their staff, but also grown their staff. You might think I'm not telling you the truth. I just did an interview of a business owner that's going to be live in a couple of weeks, who's hired 3 or 4 people during the pandemic to manage her growth. And in an industry that was massively impacted, which was a gym, and I'll talk about it a bit later as well. We've helped business owners across multiple industries to achieve transformational growth, and this system works for any business owner, whichever industry you are from. To give you an example, this is Shay King of Forefront Events. He came to us when he had just an idea. In little over 12 months after he started his business, they had revenues over $1 million. He and his partner, Sam Clist, are on video, are on our YouTube channel, the NetStripe channel, talking about their journey. Go and try and listen to that because there are lots of learnings. Now, you may ask, does everybody succeed? In fact, not everybody succeeds because there are key lessons. The lessons are that this is about transformation. And if you want transformation, you need to make a decision to change. And we all know we are creatures of habit. And that decision to change sometimes is not easy. And once you take that decision or make that decision, we need to take action, because that decision alone is not good enough. And we have to take the action, but we also have to stay the course. It doesn't take a long time, fortunately, because this is a very efficient process. And it is designed for small and medium business owners, not these big businesses. It is understanding, having understood. We researched 8,700 businesses to understand you before we created this. So today, what we are going to cover is this. First, let's try to understand, why are small businesses not achieving the results they desire through digital marketing? There must be a reason for that. And I had a live person who made that shift telling us about it, but he's not there today, but I'm going to use those examples. And then it's about taking a whole of business approach if you're really serious about achieving this success. Okay, so today we're running this in association with all these organizations. You may be from one of them. So if you are from any of these organizations like the FBAA or the National Retailers Association or Women's Lawyers, big welcome to all of you. You could be from any of these organizations like the RDA or the Willoughby Council, the Murray River Council. And as you can see, there are people across the country and New Zealand who will be attending this session. So wherever you are, big welcome. By the way, after this session is over, we have a lot of our content on our NetStripes YouTube channel, but we also have some really interesting people that we interview each week. This is Alexandra Sloan, Marketing Director of Facebook. I've had Ali Baba, the Managing Director, telling us about how to export to China and Southeast Asia using their channels. We've had Managing Director of Amazon Web Services this week. Tomorrow, in fact, I'm interviewing the Managing Director of Xero, talking about small business success. So go to the NetStripes channel, click on it to subscribe, and then you'll be notified. And watch these. There are a lot of small businesses talking about their journey, and it's important we learn from others. So let's dig deep. Why are people not achieving business results? Because most of you will have a website. Most of you will be doing Facebook. Most of you may have done SEO or Google advertising. But still, having done all this work and you continue to do this while you're running your business, when you don't get results, it's frustrating. I don't know whether that's the same feeling you have. Hands up if you feel like that. Hands up. How many of you feel that when you do all this work and you don't get results, it is frustrating? Thank you for those who put their hands up. Guys, I want to run this as an interactive session. I know most of you, have to multitask, and we are all creatures of habit, and we want to make sure our time is best invested. I want to let you know, I'm going to teach you some really key principles that can completely transform the way you run your business. And I'm going to do this in about an hour. So if you allocate this hour for you, instead of being on an email and taking calls, and I can guarantee you can change your paradigm. And I'm telling you, I can guarantee you that. So, and I'm a person of my word. People who know me, those of you who have worked with us earlier, will vouch for that. So please, I ask for your attention. Thank you. All right. So why are business owners not achieving their results? According to McKinsey, as you know, are the foremost business when it comes to strategy. They help governments across the world, the biggest companies across the world, with strategy. And they say that reinvention is about commitment. Just simply taking your existing business and putting it on a website or an e-commerce platform. is not digital reinvention. And that's the reason why a lot of small businesses are not getting results, because reinvention is about taking a whole of business approach, understanding your customers, their behavior, their pain points, and how customer behavior has changed so much with the advent of the internet, and being able to really hone into that. And that's what this process is about. I spoke to Mark Hoy, who came on this session. He's a financial advisor, financial planner. He ran his business for 12 years, did so many things about digital, couldn't get results, was frustrated. So I asked Mark, how come he went through this process and got success, but before this, he didn't get success? So once Mark got this process right, he tripled his funds under management in 2 years. And that's important for a financial planner. And he achieved 30% of growth of his annual target during the 4 to 6 weeks of the lockdown. Absolutely, when everything and everybody was locked down and people were worried about their money. So what was the reason Mark didn't get results for 12 years? And I asked him, Mark, tell me, what was the reason? Because Mark is an expert in his field. He's very good. He's got a master's. He's got all the qualifications required as a financial planner. Like most of you, you guys are experts in your field of endeavor. You have been in your industries for 10, 15, some of you for 30 years. So you know your industries intimately. What he said was, Dinesh, I didn't have the processes in place, but also I couldn't articulate my value as a financial advisor. Now think about it. Obviously, he can articulate his value when he meets a customer. But the issue is for all of you and Mark, that you have hundreds of competitors who are equally as good as you sometimes. So, but what makes you special, and what makes you stand apart from all those 100 people? And that was the issue Mark had. And as a result of that, he felt undervalued, and he felt his customers didn't want what he was selling. These are not my words, these are Mark's words. Now, this might resonate with you because this is not just Mark's problem. This is a problem, having met thousands of small businesses, I know, I'm talking face to face, and we've done strategy for them. I know this is a big issue. So Mark went from not being able to articulate this in a 90-minute period, to having absolute, profound clarity of his profound value in a 90-minute period. And we call this a black box process. And I'll talk about this black box process a little while later. And that's the reason I wanted you to, if you were doing other stuff, to put that away. You can come back to that, because this is about discipline. This is about focus if you want to achieve business results. This black box process is, we call it the Net Stripes strategy framework. We've created a strategy framework using all my experience of over 20 years helping some of the largest public listed companies in Australia with strategy and technology to grow their businesses, and global businesses, mind you. Having said that, small businesses can't spend 2 to 3 weeks like big businesses do to get that strategy framework. So we've really innovated so that you can do this in 90 minutes to 120 minutes. Unfortunately, one of the other reasons digital is so hard is because it's confusing. There are so many solutions, there are so many platforms, but most importantly, there are so many opinions and so many experts. So I want digital to be simple for you. And I want you to not listen to opinion, but look at the data and use guiding principles to achieve your outcome. So it's not about opinion. It's not about having thousands of channels. To simplify it, to get rid of opinion, but to use guiding principles and data. This seminar is all about that. Having said that, I don't have a silver bullet. If any of you came here expecting a silver bullet, I don't have it, but I'll give you the guiding principles. So there are two principles, two universal principles. If you follow these principles, you will get results, but we got to do it diligently, and you got to stay the course, as I said earlier. All right. How many of you want to know these principles? If I get a show of hands and it's a majority says yes, I'm going to do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to go to the next slide. I need a show of hands. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right. So two universal principles of digital marketing. The first one is to drive the right traffic to your website. Okay, so you got to drive the right traffic to your website. Principle number two. Now I want you to write, if you can, repetition creates retention. You can go to the chat and write that so that it gets ingrained in our brain. This is such an important principle. Now, while you're writing it, let me tell you, it's to drive the right traffic, not any traffic. So who is the right traffic for you? Who is your most valued customer? Now, I'm going to do that exercise a little bit later, so that you can really hone into the customers who will pay you the top dollar. And then you spend time only to drive the right traffic, and you save a lot of time and effort and money, not wasting time everywhere else. All right, principle number two, to convert that traffic into leads and into sales. And it is these sales that give us customers. And we know for a fact that it's our customers that are the lifeblood of our business. Principle number two is to convert the traffic into leads and into sales. All right, go to the chat and write that, because these two principles, I don't want you to know them. I want them to be ingrained in your practice. This is not just to have the knowledge, but to practice them. And I'm going to show you these two principles in action using data, but I'm also going to show you these principles in action visually, practically. So it is not theory, okay? But I'm also going to teach you a 5-step process that you can implement these principles in your business. Why is a process important? Because if you have a process, if you go wrong, you can always come back to it. You know where you have got unstuck. This is one of the issues Mark Hoy said, I didn't have the processes in place. Because when he got unstuck, when he got stuck, he didn't know how to get unstuck. And if you know the processes, you can. By the way, if you have any questions during this time, go to the Q&A. Go to the Q&A and type in your questions, because at the end of the session, I'll come to it. Let's get to the next session. So do you think, my question to you is, do you think you're practicing these principles? Are you getting right? Hands up if you think you're practicing it. I'm not seeing many hands going up. All right, I should have asked the other way around. Let me ask the other question. How many of you are not practicing this? Or you feel you're not practicing these two principles? Okay, thank you. So let me now share with you the 5-step process so that you can get started on your digital transition or the digital transformation of your business. It is transformation of so that you get transformational results. Okay, so everything starts with you knowing what the financial goal that you want to achieve. Everything starts with that goal, because you can't set a strategy if you don't know a goal, right? But the most important situation today, we are in this awareness sector. So I'm going to give you the awareness you need and heighten the awareness of that to know what you need to do. So step one is about knowledge. Like anything, if you invest in shares or property, if you don't get the right knowledge, most probably you will lose your dough. A lot of people do that. And even in business, digital has become so important. If you don't get the right knowledge, you won't achieve the success you deserve. Most often, most people are closing down their businesses because they're going around in the same place. And we all know doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is not, what Einstein said. I don't want to repeat it. So knowledge, and in the past, it used to take years to get this knowledge, or months to get this knowledge, or you had to go to a seminar, sit in for 3 days, spend probably $3,000 to $5,000, and even that, once you left the seminar, you've forgotten the knowledge. Okay, we've completely transformed this. We've created an online platform where you can get this knowledge in less than a day. It's an online learning platform, and based on a digital boot camp that we created. Over 3,000 people attended it at 95% satisfaction. And this now takes less than a day. So go and get that knowledge. It will transform your knowledge and transform your thinking of how you run a business. Once you've done that, you'll also be equipped with strategy, okay? You'll also be equipped with the strategy. But because you'll be thinking of your strategy differently, but also you need to sit down with an expert to fine-tune that strategy. That's what Mark Hoy said. It took him 90 minutes. He had absolute clarity. That's that black box process. And strategy is about knowing your customer strategy, making sure your customer strategy is absolutely fine-tuned and refined. It's about your competitor strategy, but it's also about your product service strategy, so that you fine-tune your products so that they're ideally suited to your ideal customers. Your ideal customers are those guys who pay you the top dollar, not the guys who are a pain in the ass for you to work with right now. So you need to know who to focus on. That's the driving of the right traffic into your website. Okay, I hope that connects. Once you do that, you got to build your online brand design so that wherever people see your brand, whether it's on a website or on your social media pages like Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, your brand looks $1 million. So that when people come in, they instantly get your messages. Your unique value proposition is very clear. Your messaging, your imagery, your colors, everything ties in, because people don't give us a lot of time. In 2 to 4 seconds, we have to create that trust. It's that online brand design that delivers it. And again, by the way, this takes, as I said, less than a day. This takes 90 minutes. This happens in less than 7 working days. And suddenly your brand and business has been completely transformed. That can be transplanted onto your website. If you have your own web development people, go and do that with them. We can help you with it. But the thing is, you got to make sure that your branding comes through online, and it comes through completely powerfully. And that takes however long we take typically between 3 to 5 weeks, depending on what we're doing. And then it is only then you got to go and launch and promote. Now, why should you not launch and promote before you get this stuff right? Now, typically you will recognize a lot of people when they get a business idea, they come here to step 4 directly, and you build a website. Now, if you don't get the right knowledge and the right strategy and your unique value proposition and your brand essence and what you really stand for and how you stand apart from your competition, what makes you special doesn't come through your online brand design, your website doesn't work. So what's happening is we're driving traffic to a website that does not convert. So until you get this stuff right, do not go and build a website. That's a mistake a lot of you may have already made. If you have, do not worry, you can fix that. It's about knowing what to do, okay? The other point is lots of people spend tens of thousands of dollars. Some people I've met people who spend $150,000 a year on marketing. I'm talking small to medium businesses, not big businesses. You might be spending 5,000 or 10,000 a year on launch and promote, but you might be spending little money, but a massive effort. That's money too. That's your time, right? There's an opportunity cost of that. If you're spending a lot of time driving traffic to a website that doesn't convert, nothing is happening. That's why a lot of people are not getting results through digital marketing. That's why it's frustrating. I'll show you that through data. So once you've got this right, and only when you've nailed it, that you must go and spend on marketing. And even then, find the best channel for you and select your primary channel and save your time and money. Do not waste your money. Money is valuable. Small businesses must protect your money and your time. Put a price to that. Okay, and then you look at the data and you review and improve this until you achieve your financial goals. Now, a lot of people ask me, Dinesh, what's the return on investment on my digital marketing? What can I expect? I can tell you, there's zero return on investment in digital marketing until you achieve your financial goals. That is the measure. Because we are running a business. It's not about Facebook likes and Facebook shares and all this other what we call vanity metrics. Let's get out of that. Let's get real. We're running a business here, okay? So it's about looking at this data. So if you're promoting here, unlike in the past, you don't have to need big budgets. Initially spend $50 or $100 and put an advert, look at the data, see whether it's working. And based on that, you can review and improve this whole process. And you do this process relentlessly until you achieve this result. That's what Mark Hoy did. And that's what everybody else who's achieved success done. They've stayed the course. Remember, I said not everybody achieves results, but the people who have done this have achieved transformational results. So now let's get to customers, personas or customer strategy. I did promise to go into some detail about who is your right customer, the ideal customer, or driving the right traffic to your website. By the way, has this been useful so far? Hands up if you have found it useful. Am I making sense to you? Hands up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's get to customer strategy. Have a read of this, right? Because I know you can read much faster than I can, read it out to you. Now, when you read it, you might think, what's so special about this? We know this, right? This is just another motherhood statement, but it's not. And I'll tell you why. Because if we understand this, we can get everything right. If I ask you, is having a successful strategy important to you? Let me ask you that question. How many of you believe a successful strategy is important to your business? Okay, thank you. Thank you. So most of you believe a successful strategy is fundamentally important to your business. Now, this says a fundamental aspect of designing a successful strategy is understanding our customers and their needs. And this is not understanding customers in a broad sense. This is understanding who your ideal customer is, understanding which customers are going to pay you top dollar, understanding which customers are really taking a lot of our time. You know, they are tie kickers. Even when they buy from us, they spend so much of our time and they're real headache to deliver to. They are not your customers, right? So we have to understand your ideal customer, and then we need to understand their needs, their pains, their wants, and their desires. And when we know this, we can then create a strategy. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people are doing strategy without understanding this fundamentally important aspect. So who is your ideal customer? It's a question you must ask. Who pays you the top dollar? Who do you love working with? Not only that, you love working with them, they love working with you. Why? Because you're resolving their biggest pain. And because you're resolving their biggest pain points, they're happy to pay you what you deserve. They don't haggle with you like some of those other people do. That's what Mark Hoy found. He felt that customers didn't seem to want what I have to sell because he was working with all these other people who were tie kickers who didn't really make sense for him, and he didn't make sense for them. Suddenly, when he honed into the right customers, he tripled his funds under management. Okay, and that's the same with you. So, which customer types are most valuable to you? That's an exercise you need to do. Let me tell you how to do this, by the way. Go through your last 20 transactions, go through your list of transactions, look for your last 20 customers, mind you. And if you go through those transactions and you categorize each of them through why did they come to us? What was their pain points? What service did they buy from us? Did they have a great experience with us? Did we love working with them? Suddenly you'll see these 20 customers getting categorized into 1, 2, or 3 categories. And they are your personas. Then go and check who's my most valuable customer, who are the guys who love our work, who pays us the top dollar. Then work out how can we build our business around these people? How can we fine tune all our services around these people? That's how you achieve transformation. All right, so let's get to customer segmentation. Typically, if I ask you how you segment customers, and when I used to run these live, people tell me by sex, gender, that's geography, correct? In all the demographic stuff, income, religious background, occupation, and all these categories, okay? And we can go on and on and on. However, when it comes to digital, we need to dig a bit deeper. Just age, sex, gender, marital status, that's not good enough. Occupation, income, that's not good enough. So let me tell you why. I'm going to run an exercise. By the way, I'm going to play a game. Okay, it's called the customer personas game. I've taken an example about bicycles because I know all of us can relate to that. All of us would have bought a bike in our lifetime, and we know some of you may have bought bikes recently as well. So I want you to read the top 2, okay? And this is a game I want everybody participating. Hands up. I want everybody participating. Who's going to join me? This is about your learning, okay? If you participate, you'll learn massively. Okay, so let's get to the chat. And tell me, what type of a bike is family biker Betty going to buy? Everybody, please. I want everybody. If you're doing something else, please put that aside. Tell me, what type of a bike is the family biker Betty going to buy? Thank you. Come on, get on the chat. Tell me. I want to be really quick. I have a lot to cover with you. Yes, Betty. 3-seater. Adam, probably yes, 3-seater. That's another way of looking at it. How many bikes would she buy? What type of a bike would she buy? What are her primary buying criterion? Does she know a lot about biking? Does she know what she wants? That's what we have to understand here, right? Christy says one with an attachment for children to ride with her, one with a shopping basket, says Nadia. Keep typing, guys, even if you typed before, keep. So what's the primary buying criterion? What type of a bike does she want to buy? How many bikes might she buy? Okay, so these are the questions so 3 children's bikes, Jamie says, okay. Altogether, how many bikes, say if Adam was running the bike store, right? How many bikes do you think Adam can sell to Betty? Safety, Nadia says, is a primary buying criterion. Well said. Some of you might say affordability might be important to her. Nicole, thank you. Nicole says 5 bikes. Nicole, why do you think it's 5 bikes? Just give me, let us know, okay? So as you can see, safety is important. Is price important? Thank you, Nicole. 3 kids and 2 adults. Well said. So, Adam, you're going to have lots of sales if you can get your value proposition right to Betty. Would that be a fair statement? Okay. So, people might say affordability is important to Betty as well. But for somebody like Betty, what's more important, safety or affordability? This is a really important question. So let me know your thoughts before I go into Bob. So what do you think is more important to somebody like a Betty? Safety. Why? Because she's a mother, okay? And this is really crucial because we may have the observation that her primary buying criterion is a cheap bike. Okay, but being a mother, safety might be a primary buying criterion. And if we know that, we can't hallucinate that. We got to do our own research. We need to go and talk to these people. I'll show you how to do that as well. And once we've established that, we know she'll pay a little premium at least for safety. Okay, she'll buy the helmet, as Nicole says. Okay, and let's go to Bob now. Okay, what's Bob's primary buying criterion? Is she buying a cheap bike, an expensive bike? How many bikes is she going to buy? Go in there and tell me this stuff. And does she ride in packs or does she ride alone? That's all. That's what I want to know. All right, guys, get to the chat. Let's make this fun. Christy says an expensive bike suitable for fall conditions. Jamie says an expensive bike can be used to work and ride at marathons. Racing bike, says Nadia, lightweight. Are these so they're expensive, right? And what's Bob's primary buying criterion? Share with me. Christy says possibly multiple bikes. You're right, Christy. I think these guys are so crazy about biking. They have more than 2 or 3 bikes. They might have a road bike or multiple road bikes, multiple marathon bikes as well, right? Adam says racing bike. Adam, so if you were running this store, everybody says Bob will want expensive bikes. There you go. You have multiple opportunities to sell. So I think you get the picture, right? So let's look at these 2 women. Would you all agree with me? This is going to the chat and say yes or no, that their buying needs are poles apart, just absolutely poles apart. Okay, everybody says yes. All right. So we agree that their buying needs are poles apart. Now, let's get to the previous segmentation exercise. Sorry. So let's look at this. If I asked you the questions, could both Betty and Bob be the same age group? Yes, no? Go to the chat and tell me. Yes, no? Yes. Could they be from the same area? I mean, let's take Adelaide is having some COVID issues. Could they be from the greater Adelaide area? Absolutely, right? They could be from the same geography. Adelaide, in that area, a lot of wine retailing, hospitality type of stuff. Could they be from that industry? They could be, right? So they are about the same age group. We know they have women. They could be married. They could be from the same area. They could be earning the same income. But when you think about their needs, the needs are completely poles apart. So unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, if we did our strategy based on the old segmentation models, where which marketers used to do their strategy and business owners followed it, we would have got our strategy completely wrong. Now think about it. Now, this is the reason why so many businesses are failing when it comes to digital marketing. Because this is the reason when we do social media, we are not getting, it doesn't resonate with people. Think about it. If we had a Facebook page and we had beautiful bike parts and family biking activities and kids helmets and kids gear and kids everything, and road biker Bob comes in there and sees all these children's bike parts and children's and family stuff, what do you think is going to happen? Go to the chat and tell me, what do you think is going to happen? What is Bob's first reaction? Is she going to feel this is for me, or is she going to just leave? She will turn away because people are time poor these days. They don't have a lot of big attention span. They will leave. And that's what's happening to our social media. We are not getting this right. And at the same time, if we had on our Facebook page all this marathon biking and performance biking and how to lose 500 grams on this leg and how to build some muscle on my right calf and keep that balance, Betty is going to run away. And that's what's happening. But on a website, you can manage that. But on a social media page, you got to be really thoughtful how you manage it. And if we don't get our audience groups right, because social media is about catering to audience groups, we get this equation wrong. And that's the importance of customer strategy. So let's get a bit deeper. Because if we did this exercise, as I said earlier, both Barb and Betty would have been one woman. Okay. Fictional. So how do you build a customer persona? Okay. I told you earlier, get the 20 transactions, your last 20 transactions, or with the last 20 customers, go and categorize them based on whether you loved working with them, what they came to buy, how much they paid, were they difficult to work with, did they love your solution, did they have a great experience, did they thank you, will they give you a reference? And when you do it like that, you will see them falling into 2, 3, 4 categories. Now, if you don't have customers and you're building a new business, it's about making a fictional representation of your ideal customers. It's based on real data about customer demographics, okay? And it's about educated speculation about their personal histories, their motivations and concerns, like we did in that last exercise. So how do you do this? There are multiple ways of doing this research. You can go and do a simple survey. I show people how to do a Google survey by asking 3 questions. I'm sorry, I don't have the time to do it here. I'll show, I can guide you to that. Or you can do a qualitative exercise. Let me tell you how to do that. That's so simple. I don't want you to go and talk to 20 people, but I want you to go and talk to 5, 6, 7, 8 people. By the way, I do this all the time, even now. Okay, I met a customer last week to have this discussion. It's a really great practice. Okay, so you go and meet these customers and ask them, What did we do right for you? What did we not do right for you? What did you like about the service we did? Where did you go before you came to us? What were the concerns or the anxieties you had before you decided to make a purchase? Who were the competitors you spoke to before you came to us? How did they measure up? And that's the process. Did you get some recommendations? That's what happens. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to go and talk to these people. Talk to 5, 6, 7 people. If you can talk to 8, great. If you can talk to 10, superb. But don't get stuck on that number. Go and talk to at least 5 people. The insights you get will be absolutely valuable, right? Go and talk to customers who had a great experience with you and people you thought who were not very good. Talk to some prospects as well. Okay. Then you will have some real good insights. You can paint a picture who your ideal customer is, what they value. You're not guessing now. You've spoken to them. You have the data. Okay? You're not speculating. This is the biggest mistake small and medium business owners do. We speculate. We do the strategy without talking to the people who we are trying to deliver this service. Go and talk to them. How does your solution fit their lives? That's what we have to get right. Okay, so this is that process I spoke about. Okay, this is about making sure you get the knowledge right. So if you want to get the knowledge right, I'll show you how to do it. I'll guide you through how a small business owner recently who attended this webinar went through this process in next to no time. I've interviewed her last week, and that video also will be online. Go and watch it. It'll be on our YouTube channel. By the way, go to the YouTube channel now. If you haven't already subscribed, go and subscribe. You will love it. Okay, the interviews that are coming up will be superb. So Sonia Fitz, okay, this is Sonia Fitz, by the way. She is one of the most accomplished women when it comes to working capital finance in Australia. However, she didn't know how to run her business using digital. She did 3 websites, she did SEO, she got copywriters, she still struggled. Then she understood this process, and she's on video. She actually came to one of these webinars, and that's what we realized. What she's saying is so valuable to everyone who comes here, how she got the knowledge. She did the online program that I'll introduce that program to you. It's in only 4 modules. It only takes 6 hours. So it's an absolutely valuable use of your time, because it's taken me 20 years to get this knowledge, and I've condensed that. I first condensed it into a digital boot camp that took 2 days. Now it's in an online program, which is more powerful than a digital boot camp. Okay, because the reason it's more powerful is you have access to it and you can watch it. Sonia watched it twice. Okay, so Sonia came here. She said she allocated a day and did this. Then she watched it again in certain parts. And then she had her strategy really clear. Then she sat down with one of our experts. It took about 90 minutes or maybe 120 minutes. I'm not sure exactly. Then within 7 days, her online brand design was done. And she said, despite doing 3 websites, working with 3 brand people and copywriters, they couldn't get it right. This NetStripes process in 7 days just nailed it for her. Okay, you can check her website. What's her business now? It's pfbs.com.au, if I'm not wrong. Okay, and then we got the online brand design done. And then this is the online brand design that gets overlaid on your social media and all your other digital presence, whether it's an industry association or whatever, okay? And then only you got to go and improve your website or redefine your website. I call this a strategic website. I don't really like this website. She said, I now have not a website because what I had was a website. Now I have a digital platform that I can grow my business upon. Now, once you've done this, you're ready to launch and promote. And the best part is You don't have to spend a lot of time and money launching and promoting. You have to do some work, but you don't have to spend a lot of time and money because you're super focused now. And your time, all you do is to look at the data, you review and improve, and you do this cycle relentlessly. We've done this, so I'm repeating because this is so important. Okay, so your journey now to digital reinvention starts like this. You do Futurize Foundation. That's the program we've created for you. It takes 6 hours plus 1 hour for strategy. Okay. If you need 90 minutes, our experts will spend 90 minutes with you. Then you go and build your digital and marketing infrastructure. We call it the Futurize infrastructure. It's to get your custom online branding so that your strategy is embodied. Your strategy is embodied on your brand design, okay? Your brand essence, your unique value proposition. People just get it like that, right? And then you build your website. All this takes probably between 4 to 8 weeks, depending on your business. And depending on you, it could be 4 weeks, it could be sometimes faster, okay? It could be probably 3 weeks sometimes, but I've been a bit conservative, okay? And it is only after that you do your promotional strategy. That's important so that you save time and save money. Get your strategy right, how to promote. Which is my ideal channel? Is it LinkedIn? Is it email? Is it Facebook? Sometimes people are on Facebook when they should not be there. They're on Instagram, they're wasting their time. Just pick your primary channel, spend your time on that. And then you just go build your promotional infrastructure. Again, it's important that you build your promotional infrastructure. Let me go back to that previous slide, okay? This whole area here, we call it your digital and marketing infrastructure. And what it allows you to do is if there's a crisis like we had COVID, a lot of our customers were able to pivot like this. So even our catering businesses, even our gyms, even the financial plan I spoke about, they were able to pivot fast, okay? Even cafes, because they have the digital and marketing infrastructure and they were able to market at sometimes zero cost. So that's the ability this infrastructure delivers you, okay? So let me tell you how we do this. This is the digital infrastructure part, okay? So the idea is to build your strategic framework. We spoke about that. Then you build your online branding and then you build your website. So that part is in 3 phases, okay? The promotional strategy is also in 3 phases, okay? We do this in a way that we build that program, we build the competence of marketing and promotional within your business so that you don't have to go to agencies and spend tons of money to an agency. You have the competence in your business and you can do your email marketing. You can do your own social media advertising, but you do it not just not knowing properly, you do it to a strategy under expert guidance. That's valuable because our guys our strategists have worked with minimum over 1,000 small businesses. Okay, let's get to Futurize Foundation. This is that learning the knowledge and strategy program I was talking about. It's for small and medium business owners. It's in 4 modules, okay? And the best part is you have lifetime access to it. I don't know whether it's your life or my life. That's what this new age terms are. But more importantly, the 4 modules are, it starts with reinventing your business in troubled times so that you build a crisis-proof business, okay? How do you create a strong digital presence, okay? That is so important. What are the customer strategies for online success? We did a bit of that. We go really deep into that. Let me talk about creating a strong digital presence. We go into the detail so that you understand what are the minimums that your business must have. You need to know that, okay? The next part is how do you do your online advertising to best practice. You will learn the best practice tips and tricks, what the experts use, okay? And then you have this 1 hour digital strategy. So I'll tell you how You can get it. All this is on our website, guys, and we have some special COVID pricing, so it's not expensive. The cost is negligible. Why is it negligible? It's negligible. Plus, you can get it expensed off tax, and by the way, once you buy it, if you don't like it, in 7 days, tell us and we'll refund your money. So there is no, that's because we want you to succeed. All right, so let's go through this, right? Drive the right traffic to your website. To quickly summarize is super important. And how do you do this? Looking at the data. Here's how you do it, looking at the data. By the way, you remember this? So step number 1 is to drive the right traffic. I promised to show you how to look at the data. If you look at this data, this is Google Analytics, okay? If you don't know how to use Google Analytics, we have blogs on our website. Faith, if you can share the link to that blog, you can go and read that. But in the meantime, Google Analytics, digital is about data. It's binary, ones and zeros. It's not about opinion. If you know the data, it's so easy. So if you look at this Google Analytics chart, this is a random chart from the web, by the way. This company has got 627 users between around January and March, okay, or end of March. However, 74% of the people, the bounce rate is 74%. What it means is 74% of the people have come in, the traffic has come in, and they've bounced off. They haven't done anything. They haven't interacted with your website. They haven't gone to another page. They haven't signed up for anything. They haven't really interacted. They've come in and they've gone. So that's what the bounce rate is. So what it really means is 3/4 of the money and your effort of driving that traffic to your website has been wasted. Now that is a shame. Now, not just for this business, this is around what's happening for most businesses. Some businesses, it's about 80%. So if you know the data, you can look at this data and you can improve. People ask me, Dinesh, what's a good number? I can't tell you what a good number is. Of course, I can tell you. But what I want to tell you is if it's 74%, 70 is better. Then review and improve it and make it 65. Then make it 60. Then make it 50. Take it down to 20 if you can. That's what we did at NetStripes. Once in 2018, we changed our website to our new branding. What happened? Our bounce rate went from about 20 to about 55, and we tried to improve it. It went to 60, and then we looked at the data. Because we looked at the data, we kept continually improved it, and then it came to. Let me show you what it came to. Look at this. In over a period of nearly 6 months, the bounce rate is about 7%. Now in February, we rechanged our branding in our website. What do you think happened to our bounce rate? It went up. And then we had to work really hard and we got it down again. I think I may have something to show you. Now it's again back around that stage. Okay, so it may go up, but again, you have to keep doing it. How do you do that? You drive the right traffic. If you drive the right traffic, what you're doing resonates with them. Then you need to make sure your website, your branding resonates with them. Okay, and there's instant trust and credibility is created. Then they will go through the website, they will click on something, they might download something, and that's what we want. I think Faith may have already shared this with you, okay? So how do you convert this traffic? Here, let me show you how. This is NetStripes. I'm showing you practically, okay? During this period here, I've just taken, and we had 711 users who came. And look at this. 31% of them, or 290 people, transacted with us. We converted 30. And this is normal for us, okay? And in this case, it's 34%, okay? And the month before, we've converted 40%, or the week before. So it's not always that. Sometimes it's 20%. But the idea is, if your bounce rate is low, right, you are retaining a lot of the traffic. And also, if your website is resonating and you're converting as many as that, you don't need a lot of traffic. Are you with me? So as a result of that, your marketing costs come down, your effort comes down. Okay, here you go again. When is that? In May. So as you can see, there's a lot of consistency. Now I showed you with the data. I promised to show you with the data. That's practical stuff. Let me show you visually what this meant so if you're a customer, now this is another game. I want everybody on your chat. Okay, everybody on your chat. We're going to play a game. It's called the 2 to 4 second test. How users determine our fate. Okay. And people come into a website and they leave like this. Okay, and this is what you do as well. But I want to show you how it works. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, when I say 1, 2, 3, I want you to go to the website. What do you see? If it's crap, you say it's crap. If it's great, you say it's great or good or whatever you want to call it. Okay, if you're not sure, say I'm not sure. All right, 1, 2, 3, bang. Oops. 1, 2, 3, bang. Let me have your response. I'm not seeing anything yet. Got to be quick. Terrible, rubbish, crap. Okay. Now, what is important here is we all know this is crap, and most websites are not this bad. But what's important is what I wanted to really highlight was how fast your brain made that decision. Because our brains are visual and it doesn't take you a second to make the decision. If you really consider, it would have taken you a millisecond to make that decision. So this is how fast people think of our websites and make decisions, okay? So you will agree with me that in the eyes of the person who saw it, we think, can I trust it? Can I trust it? Is it credible? Is it dodgy? Because we have got played out. We have gone to so many dodgy people. We've heard so many stories. We've burnt our fingers. And so when people come into your website, they're thinking, oh my goodness, this financial planner, is he legit? This doctor, is she legit? Is this lawyer, can I trust this lawyer? You know what they say about it? It's the same with every industry. People have had bad experiences. So when they come to your website, this is what they're thinking. Is it a scam or can I trust them? So you will agree with me, this was more like really bordering on scam. It's really poor when it comes to that trust and credibility meter that is on people's minds, okay? So let's get to the next one. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, bang. Very quickly, I want it much faster this time. I'm not saying it. Must be Zoom. It's a lot better, much better, but it's still, not good enough, as you will know, right? This is how a small business operates. This guy actually did his own website. That's what small businesses do. But this guy runs an amazing business, and operating like this doesn't do justice to their business or their brand. So that's why should you operate like this when you can operate like this? Are you ready for the next one? 1, 2, 3. Prabhas said confusing. All right, what do you think now? Much better, would stay on the page. Jamie says much better, would stay on the page. Anyone else? Much clearer. Let me tell you what's great about this. It's got this is, by the way, the page you see as you come in, right? So this is what's called above the fold, whether it's a mobile phone or whether it's on a desktop when you watch it, okay? It's got a captivating hero image, okay? It's got a caption that is about us, not about the business, an intimate English pub experience. That's what you get when you come here. You can enjoy authentic handcrafted beer styles brewed on site while relaxing with family and friends. Now look at that. It just nails the competition, doesn't it? It's an English pub experience. It's not just any cafe, it's the Flat Rock Brew Cafe. You can have coffee, you can eat, but our place has, this is our specialty. We have uh, specialty beers brewed on site. Okay. So, and it looks so much, look at the difference your brand delivers from here to here. Makes sense? All right. If you go to the next one, I'm going to do just one more very quickly. All right. Most of you will go, not bad, not bad. This is again not bad. Most businesses operate like this. But let me tell you, if you take this logo and change it, it could be anybody. It could be any one of the 1,000 lawyers who works, operates. Okay? The brand essence doesn't come through. What's special about this business doesn't come through. But let me tell you about this business. This is one of the most amazing compensation law experts in Sydney. This gentleman, the principal of it, and their team, they are the best in their business. And if you have a compensation law claim, there's like a 99% chance they'll win it for you, right? So they went from here, being like anybody else, to here. There's some authority on here if you look at it. The logo is clear. It says compensation law experts in Sydney. And it says, with over 35 years of experience pursuing thousands of successful claims, we understand your stress and the attention your case deserves. And if you look at it here, if you go a bit below, you will see the accreditations they have, and this is branding. This is that whole process, okay? Here's another one. This is a great catering business. They operated like this. By the way, I've interviewed them. They're on the YouTube channel. These guys did well. They won new customers during COVID. They're doing, and after COVID, they are doing massively well. Okay. And they went from here being like nobody. And this is probably a website he or one of his friends did for him, to representing their brand like this. Now, if you go to Bespoke Catering, Faith, can you hear me now? I feel like a novice at this today. We had so many tech issues. Oh my goodness. My team's going to be not very impressed with me. So these guys did really well during COVID, and I'm sure you read this. I'm not going to read it. So let's go back to the next slide. So reinvention, as the term implies, requires significant commitment. It's a process. NetStripes have made this process easy for businesses. So follow the process. As I mentioned, we are known as one of the best at helping small businesses to transition from traditional business models to digitally successful businesses. And hopefully now you know why small businesses are not achieving business results. But as the Prime Minister said, every business must rethink their business model. And he said this when JobKeeper was announced, because small businesses are so important to our nation's economy. We can't operate the way we operated, and that's why he said, digital reinvention is so vital. So take steps to do it. It costs next to nothing compared to the returns you will get. We made it super affordable. It's easy. It's fast. This is Fabio Funai. He created new lines of business, as I mentioned. He's the guy who runs Bespoke Catering. And during COVID, he increased business with zero cost of marketing because he had the marketing infrastructure that we helped him to build. Sonia Ray, again, watch her video that's coming up in a couple of weeks. She talks about how her business has grown completely. During the pandemic, all the gyms closed down. This financial year, she's going to grow 100%. Imagine that. She's hired more staff. She's hired more staff. She's creating employment. And that's our vision at NetStripes, okay? Mark Hoy tripled funds under management in 2 years, but during the pandemic, as I said, at $50 a month on marketing, he achieved his target, 3 months of his target, I think nearly, okay? What did they do? They changed their approach to reaching and engaging with customers. They transitioned their business model. That's what it happened. This whole webinar was about that. So let's very quickly conclude. But I want to show you what your next steps are. I don't want you to go without you having next steps, okay? And it is these next steps that will take you to transition. So there's, as you know, there's a formula to achieve success online. There are two universal truths, the two principles of digital marketing. Hopefully they're ingrained in you. There is a 5-step process that you can follow. And the need for this process is that when you get stuck, you can easily get unstuck, okay? And follow the process. The people who followed it and stayed on course have achieved transformational results. And our team will work with you to do that, okay? What helped Sonia? They built their competence, they got the knowledge, they got their strategy, and they built a strong presence online and they marketed like pros. I won't go through that, but my goal is to help you to build a great company, because the great companies are really built during crisis. Truly great companies are built during crisis. After the GFC came some of the largest and the most successful startups in the world: Dropbox, Instagram, even the iPhone really took off after the GFC. Think about it. You know, the App Store, everything was transformed after the GFC. There's a lot of transformation in store. Be part of that transformation story. I'm going to, by the way, guys, go to the YouTube site, but I want to introduce your next steps. Okay, your next steps is to do Futurize Foundation. Futurize Foundation is in 4 parts. I went through this earlier. It is a steal at $1,000, okay? Because this is worth a lot more. However, on our website, I'm a commercial guy. I understand during COVID, people don't have a lot of money. But this will transform you. On our website, we have a discounted price of $596 for lifetime access. And it will save you a lot of time because it takes you only a day. It includes a NetStripes strategy framework, but more importantly, all those partners I highlighted to you at the beginning of the program have asked us for their members, can we offer $298, a cheaper price? So today, this is not on our website. Faith, if you can share the link, right? If you go through this link, because we're working with so many partners, okay? You can get this at $298. So go and take your wallets out, go and register for this. This is a no-brainer. If the cost is negligible. By the way, in a week's time, if you say, this is not for me, tell my team that you want your money back. Nobody will ask you any questions. They will refund your money. Take the next step and do it, okay? There's nothing lost for you because you can get your money back. But more importantly, this cost is negligible. You can get it off your tax as well. Okay, so it should be way more than 1,000, right? And as I mentioned, it comes with the NetStripe strategy framework. Our experts will sit down with you and do the digital strategy with you. Once you've done the Futurize Foundation, they'll fine tune your strategy with you. Each of our strategists have over they've done over 1,000 small and medium. They've done strategy for over 1,000 small and medium business owners. They got an MBA at a minimum. Some of them have masters in marketing from as well. So and they understand digital and business. So it's about looking at your business holistically. That's the experience Mark Hoy said. It's that black box process you go through that which he couldn't fix for 12 years. It was so revealing for him and he got absolute clarity. So go and do Futurize Foundation. And if you miss this, still don't worry. You can do it for 596 till you have a money back guarantee, okay? But as you know, it's 298 if you register today. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, go to the Q&A and type in those questions, and I will answer each of your questions. Innovation for Profitability is a webinar I'm running, my next webinar. It's on the 25th of November. Join me for that. This webinar, tell your friends, I'm doing it again on the 3rd of December. So please tell your friends. The biggest favor you can do is to share these webinars with your friends, your business friends, okay? And hopefully we will help them to take their businesses to another level as well. You know, it's a blessing if we can help somebody. And we, all of us at NetStripes, we want to help businesses to grow, and that's our passion. As you know, our whole vision is to empower millions small and medium businesses to accelerate their growth through digital and innovation, because we believe we can create millions of jobs through this process across the world. And as you know, is there a better time than now to create jobs, to retain jobs? And, you know, all of us small and medium business owners, our country depends on us. You know, that's what the Prime Minister said. And we can retain jobs and we can create jobs. Sonia Ray and some of those business owners are just doing that, okay? Come for our webinars, go and sign up for this. Let me go to the Q&A and answer some of your questions. Okay, Dinesh, you said the Futurize Foundation is in a day. What is it? Futurize Foundation is in a day. What do you mean by lifetime access? I don't know about lifetime access. You have access to Futurize Foundation as long as NetStripes is operating this business. And I don't think you need it for too long. Technology gets changes. So at least in the next 2 or 3 years, you will have access to that. I don't think if you do it in about a month, and you can keep watching it over again, even once you've launched your website, you have all the marketing stuff, okay? So it'll help you with your strategy now. It'll help you to rethink your business and look at it in a completely different way. That's what people tell us. And then what it'll do is it'll help you to build your strategy, your customer strategy, your competitive strategy, and your brand positioning. You will know how your brand must look like and what are the minimums when your brand must for your brand to look online. You will know how to look at data. You'll know how to look at data and make changes, make improvements. You will know how to market, saving you time and money, and that is powerful. And you can watch all this stuff over and over again until you hit those financial goals. If you do this, lifetime access of 2 years will be more than enough, because you'll be at a completely different stage, okay? That's what we mean by lifetime access. I didn't quite understand this, the way it was written. All right, thank you so much. I hope I have answered your questions. If you, by the way, before you leave, tell us, did you enjoy this session? By the way, is there a survey for people to tell us whether they liked it? No. Okay, guys, sign up for Futurize Foundation and get in touch with me. I want to talk to you. Also, go and connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay, go to LinkedIn, connect with me. I like to see what you look like. Tell me a bit about your business on LinkedIn, and that'll be so good to connect. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate you really appreciate your time today. Enjoy your day. If you can, leave some comments at the bottom whether it was useful for you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let me go and read some of those comments. If you can fill that form, which Faith did, there are 3 questions that will be much appreciated. I should have told you before. Thank you, Faith. Nicole, thank you. Adam, thank you. Thank you, Christy. Thanks very much. Thanks, everyone, for your kind words. If I missed your name, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you at the next webinar. Join me at the innovation webinar. You won't be disappointed. Take care. Bye-bye.